We begin this hour with growing tensions in the Korean Peninsula. The United Nations Security Council is holding an emergency session over North Korea's latest missile launch. The emergency meeting comes at the request of Japan, the United States, and South Korea. U.S. Representative to the UN Nikki Haley called the escalation alarming.
The United States is prepared to use the full range of our capabilities to defend ourselves and our allies. One of our capabilities lies with our considerable military forces. We will use them if we must. In the coming days, we will bring before the Security Council a resolution that raises the international response in a way that is proportionate to North Korea's new escalation. I will not detail the resolution here today, but the options are all known to us. If we are unified, the international community can cut off the major sources of hard currency to the North Korean regime. We can restrict the flow of oil to their military and their weapons program. We can increase air and maritime restrictions. We can hold senior regime officials accountable.
This morning, the U.S. and South Korea followed up on North Korea's missile tests with missile tests of its own. Pyongyang claims to have launched an intercontinental ballistic missile Tuesday, a 4th of July gift to the Trump administration. That's when South Korea's president, who was just in D.C. last week, proposed responding with a joint military drill. RT Simone del Rosario is at the White House with the latest reactions from the president.
Tensions between North Korea and the United States have reached a tipping point as North Korea tests an intercontinental ballistic missile that theoretically has the potential to reach the United States. Before President Donald Trump took office in January, he tweeted that this event would not happen. Now that it has, Trump tweeted this about North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, saying, "Does this guy have anything better to do with his life?" Hard to believe that South Korea and Japan will put up with this much longer. The U.S. Army and South Korea's military carried out a joint military drill Wednesday in response to Pyongyang, launching tactical missiles into the waters off the east coast of the Korean Peninsula.
I think what the U.S. and South Korea are doing is basically flexing their muscle to show we're not afraid of North Korea. We also have big bad weapons. But what they're doing is answering fire with fire in a region that is a powder keg.
North Korea hasn't gained any useful military capability here. Should they ever launch a strike, the consequences would be catastrophic for North Korea. So they don't expect them to gain any military advantage. What they're looking for and what they've achieved now is status as a nuclear power. And that status will convey political advantages. Clearly, Washington, Moscow, and Beijing will have to cooperate on this issue to bring the right kind of pressure to bear to bring North Korea to the table.
Through North Korea's state media, we've learned that Kim Jong-un is vowing never to put his nuclear weapons program on the negotiating table. And he's urging scientists to frequently send big and small gifts to the American bastards, as he says, meaning more missile tests. President Trump has made clear he's looking to China to put heavy pressure on North Korea, but has also said he's willing to act alone, and today tweeted that trade between China and North Korea grew almost 40% in the first quarter. So much for China working with us, but we had to give it a try. Meanwhile, China and Russia are urging diplomatic talks, not military action. Those military drills that the United States and South Korea conducted earlier Wednesday, that was at the request of South Korean President Moon Jae-in. Moon was just here at the White House visiting with Trump last week, and both leaders vowed to make dealing with North Korea a top priority. In Washington, Simone del Rosario, RT.